What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Ken's How-Tos and Reviews. Today I'm going to do a how-to clean your Microtech OTF knife. OTF standing for out of the front knife. So Microtech is a type of knife. It's a company, really awesome knife company that produces and manufactures knives for military, first responders, special forces, and even collectors. There's a lot of very ornate looking Microtech knives. They're really famous for being in a lot of movies. Secret Service uses these just because they're very versatile, very sharp, and quick, very easily concealed. But for today's purposes, we are going to clean this. One of the problems that you have when you use an out the front knife is when you're using this clip and clipping it to the inside of your pocket, is you get pocket lint inside here. So whatever's in your pocket, dirt, sand, pocket lint, anything that you're putting in your pocket can get into here in the body of the knife and mess with the mechanism. So when you press it can make this button harder to press. And see, this one's a little labored, so I have to really give that a good, and you can kind of hear the lag behind it. And what this can do is cause this to happen. So when you're ejecting, you can kind of feel the pressure here. When you're ejecting the knife, it doesn't come out all the way. So you can press this button, and it doesn't eject all the way. So our goal is to get that running smooth again. So what I use is some rim oil, a pair of pliers, and a cloth. So I don't really have a good tool besides a pair of pliers to remove the glass breaker. So what I do is I wrap a piece of cloth around the glass breaker, and then I undo it, so just so I don't scratch it too bad. So I'll do that, give it a good twist. That was easier than I thought. You may have to use a little bit more muscle than I did, and then you unscrew this. Make sure you keep track of that. You're gonna need that. That will take your clip off pretty easy. Now you open your rim oil, and all I'm gonna do in its retracted state is I'm gonna put a little rim oil in here. Be as generous as you want to. You'll probably notice it starts coming out the other side. But what I like to do is just go ahead, press this. Hasn't reached it yet. You can see there's no oil on the blade. It's pretty gunky. So we'll just keep going. Give it a good bath in rim oil. Now this desk is kind of my work desk, so it doesn't matter if I get rim oil on it, but if you need to, just get a cloth. You can kind of hear some gunk in there shaking around. Let's try that. Yeah, so there we go. We're starting to get some oil on there. So it's starting to work through the knife. So I like to smooth it around on the blade. You can really hear it. This stuff will just make sand and grit kind of liquefy. I like to put some on the trigger as well. You'll start to hear all types of, hear that grittiness. And then all I do is I keep just retracting it, pushing it back out. I've even seen, what I don't have and what I have seen, I've used this before, is I've stuck a can of compressed air that you use to spray on your keyboard with the little straw. This is a perfect place to do that. You could get a can of compressed air, get a little straw, put the straw in the hole, and just really blow a lot of the dry stuff out of there before you use the oil, it instantly feels a bit better. So what I like to do is I keep rubbing this, and I can feel a lot of the gunk in there coming out on the blade, so I'll dry the blade off, retract it back. Feels better already. I'm going to give a little bit in this side too. Just really coat it. This stuff is not going to hurt your knife, and I would venture to say that Microtech probably uses Rem oil or something very close or similar when they're repairing or fixing or cleaning these knives. So you'll notice an instant difference when putting this in there. I'm just gonna coat it as much as I can. This may be overdoing it, but I'm not hurting the knife, so I can hear some stuff shaking in there. That's why I'm all right. So I can already feel a difference. You can see all types of little fragments, pieces of sand. You can see in the oil. So I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna retract it and give it another go. Let's pour a little bit more. Do it at an angle. There we go, it's starting to come out the end. And you can't tell on my desk, but these little droplets have a dark tint to them. You can't really tell. I need a white cloth so you can see the difference, but those little drops are very dark. Get rid of some of the gunk. Okay, so there's really no set method to doing this. You just do it until you feel that your knife is clean and coming out the way you'd like it to, and then you reassemble. So you put that pocket clip back on, screw your glass breaker back in, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna clean this some more, but for the video purposes, that's how you do it. All right, if you like this video, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.